Welcome back. The island of Bimini in cleanup mode in the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. Joan Davis-Roll tells us more.
When the deadly storm touched down on the northern island of Bimini, it not only severed power and cable lines, shifted property and uprooted trees, but this powerful force called Hurricane Matthew was so strong that it even plowed through metal, attempting to destroy everything in its path. What a difference a day makes. In the aftermath of this major storm, work crews were out in full force. Officials from the Bahamas Electricity Corporation, BEC, moving to restore power as workmen began cleaning away the trail of debris. Bimini's Rosalind David and Carrington Rolls say now that Hurricane Matthew has come and gone, they are thankful to be alive.
We wasn't destroyed by water or by the wind. God is just awesome to us.
Ain't nothing bad happened, only that's one roof would blow off. Yeah, that's Sherry's kitchen.
When you heard about Hurricane Matthew coming this way, what did you think?
I gone in the hurricane shelter and I sleep with the police. I ain't come out. When they give you the warning on the radio and the TV, you should supposed to heed it. So that's how come we were safe.
You heeded the warning then. You know where you were, may not have been safe, so you went into the shelter.
Yes, I live in the low-lying level on South Bimini. And I am very close to the water. So I took heed and I went in the shelter. At least the police told us, no one on the streets, go in the shelters.
Destruction obviously in Grand Bahama. How do you feel when you hear about something like that?
Your heart goes out for them. You know, you really feel bad because it could have been us. Only through His mercy and His grace that we've been saved.
Island Administrator Oscar Monroe says, as Bimini returned to a state of normalcy, Biminites can now breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, I feel relieved, and I also feel that the disaster management team has done an excellent job before as far as their preparation is concerned, and they execute well during the hurricane itself.
Now, what happens now?
Well, what we are doing now is we are going out and about in the community, speaking with residents, and assessing whatever damage there may be.
You understood someone's roof flew off?
Well, yes, preliminary reports are that there is a partial damage to a roof. I haven't gone and seen it yet myself. We're also looking at all of the government buildings to make sure that there's no damage there. And whatever debris is on the street, we're now ensuring that those debris are cleared so that the public can utilize the streets to go about their business as normal.
Now that Hurricane Matthew has left the island of Bimini, many say the restoration process must begin, not only on this island, but all islands affected by this deadly storm. In Bimini, reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Joan Davis-Roll.
The community of 8 Mile Rock still picking up the pieces in the wake of monstrous Hurricane Matthew. As Cindy Russell tells us, the lives of some residents have been changed forever.
The strategic planning and supervising for hurricane preparedness is always necessary, but you can never know the level of devastation a storm will leave behind. Hurricane Matthew etched its mark in the 8 Mile Rock community. For Clemente Martin of Jonestown, he has to now make repairs to his brand new house, a home he has never occupied. His uncle Dwayne King was there for emotional support.
I was at work. I'm making sure that the terminal was straight, and I got a call saying that my roof was devastated. I really thought it was a hoax until I came down this morning and I realized that everything was the truth.
He's a tenacious athlete and a smart young man, and step by step just assess the situation, trust God that no one was here. We had no loss of life, and that's the most important thing. Everything can be rebuilt and be replaced. Of course, it's a financial loss, but still, God is still God, and He is still able.
The story of destruction is a common one. In every neighborhood, on every street, homes were flattened, walls torn down, and roofs were ripped off. Matthew also unleashed his trail of considerable loss in the Holmes Rock community, at the home of basketball sensation John Quell Jones's grandmother, resident Edna Roll.
She basically grew up in this house, and the basketball court on the back of the house is where from a baby she used to bounce the ball and try to play with the big boys, because this yard, all the neighborhood, the children in the neighborhood and in the community used to come here every evening to play ball.
Before and during the storm, Bahamians prayed. Matthew battered everything in its pathway: homes, businesses, and even churches. Priest at St. Stephen's Anglican Church in Bartlett Hill, 8 Mile Rock, Father Kirkland Russell.
It's very heartbreaking. The rectory sustained a good bit of damage. The garage got blown off. Church lost, not necessarily the roof itself, but a lot of shingles and felt and everything. It's wet inside. I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse. The wind and the rain, and I saw last night. I was expecting maybe worse, but to God be the glory. The buildings are still standing. They could be repaired, and everybody's alive. So I give thanks.
He offered words of encouragement to Bahamians everywhere.
Sometimes we get so wrapped up in life and material things that maybe God sends these things our way to remind us that material things don't really matter. It's people that matter. And when you lose everything, you have to cling to your neighbors and to your friends and to everybody else. So I think it's a way of reminding us that people is what really matter in this life, and we need to really love each other. So that's what I take from it. Material things come and go, but people are what really matter.
Reporting in West Grand, Bahama, I'm Cindy Russell, ZNS Network News.
Other members of the Christian community also pausing to give thanks during church services on Grand Bahama yesterday. Following the passage of Hurricane Matthew, Bahamians everywhere are being urged to stop their complaining, but instead count their blessings in the face of adversity. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
Believers on the island of Grand Bahama coming together for a time of praise and worship. They were not thanking God for the storm, but rather giving thanks to God for delivering them in time of storm. Sunday morning, Bishop Cardinal McIntosh told his congregation that despite mass destruction, residents on this northern island still have a great deal to thank God for.
Priorities change when you're in the middle of a storm or when you've gone through a storm. But our nation has endured a lot. We are here to give God thanks first of all, for his miraculous preserving power. When we think of the devastation of this hurricane, no doubt it's going to be probably the most costly and even from a monetary standpoint in history. Among the most deadly as well. And when we think about that, when we think about what took place in Haiti, when we're here today, and I know we could complain about a lot, but the death rate is still rising in Haiti.
The local clergy says out of this story must come God's glory.
I don't look like what I just came through, baby. I don't look like what I just came through. And for that to happen, something has to reside deep on the inside of you. There has to be an abiding hope beyond anything that we can see. Amen. When all the plans of men have failed, there is still a God that is unfailing. And today we give him glory and we give him praise. If we had to worship him in knee-high water, we would give him glory and praise.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Joan. This special note to Norman Lightbourne in Providenciales in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Family members in Grand Bahama want you to know that all is well. Stay with us. There's more after this.